Montréal-Trudeau International Airport has occupied the same location on Montreal's West Island for the past 70 years. When the airport opened in 1941, it was mostly surrounded by farmland. Over the years, the area has become progressively urbanized. A third runway was built in 1958. The runway configuration has remained unchanged since then. The terminal building has been enlarged several times to accommodate growing traffic. Since 2000, more than $1.5 billion has been invested in expanding and modernizing the building. Today, Montréal-Trudeau welcomes some 13 million passengers each year. The airfield is the heart of the airport. There are 3 runways, 2 parallel and 1 intersecting them. Each runway can be used in either direction. The 2 parallel runways can therefore be referred to as runways 24 or 06, depending on the direction taken. Likewise, 10 or 28. For reasons of aerodynamics, aircraft must take off and land into the wind. At Montréal-Trudeau, the prevailing winds are from the southwest. This is why most of the time, planes take off and land toward Lake Saint-Louis on runways 24. Runway 28 is also used for takeoffs when the wind is from the southwest. If the winds shift to northeasterly, aircraft take off and land toward the city. Runway 06 left is preferred for landings, and runway 06 right for takeoffs. Pilots must follow specific takeoff and landing procedures. Pilots must first intercept the final approach course at a distance of approximately 5 to 10 nautical miles from the runway threshold. From 3,000 feet, they must respect an angle of descent of 3 degrees until landing. Electronic guidance instruments ensure precise alignment. Since aircraft take off and land into the wind, as mentioned, they need less rolling distance on the ground to lift off or come to a standstill. There are no special takeoff procedures for propeller-driven planes, which generally turn rapidly and clear the takeoff corridor. Jets, however, must climb on a straight-line trajectory to 3,000 feet before starting a turn. The airport must remain open 24 hours a day, but operations are greatly reduced at night. During these restricted hours, wide-body aircraft can operate only in exceptional cases, and when they do, special procedures are applied to reduce noise disturbance. NAV Canada directs local air traffic from the Montréal-Trudeau Control Tower. This includes providing runway assignments as well as takeoff and landing instructions. The terminal building, another major component of the airport, is divided into 3 areas: domestic, international, and transborder for flights to the U.S. It features some 55 aircraft docking stations close to the terminal. The huge building covers a surface area of more than 266,000 square meters, the equivalent of 40 football fields. Almost the entire terminal has been modernized or rebuilt in compliance with environmental criteria. The front of the building is divided into the same 3 sectors as on the air side. We are now in the U.S. Departures Hall, which opened in 2009. It houses the airline counters, check-in kiosks, and a wide array of services. There is a similar area for domestic and international departures. After they check in, passengers leave their bags at one of the drop stations. Before being allowed entry into the restricted areas, they must submit to a security check. Passengers bound for the United States must also go through U.S. Customs. In the restricted areas, passengers waiting to board their flight have access to various services, including duty-free stores, restaurants, boutiques, salons, and more. Within the jetties, departing passengers are isolated from arriving passengers. After they deplane, arriving passengers proceed along enclosed corridors on the mezzanine level toward the Canada Customs Hall. With its imposing dimensions and inspired design, the Canada Customs Hall is the centerpiece of the Montréal-Trudeau terminal. After going through the primary inspection line, passengers proceed to the baggage claim room, then through secondary customs, and finally to the exit in the public area. The public arrivals hall, located immediately beneath the departures hall, is where family members and friends wait to greet arriving passengers. On the land side, passengers have access to transit services, parking facilities, vehicle rental agencies, and a hotel that connects with the terminal. Major work is currently being done to improve land access to the airport, since access time is an important competitiveness factor. The soon-to-be implemented express rail shuttle linking the airport and the downtown core will be a powerful asset, both for the airport and for Montreal. Trudeau Airport has been a part of the fabric of Montreal since 1941, and this vital infrastructure will continue to serve Montrealers for many decades to come.